The 2006 college football regular season ended in controversy, as many believe that Michigan and Ohio State were still the two best teams in football, citing the fact that Michigan's only loss was their 3-point loss in the season finale at Ohio State. Though much of this controversy would subside in the bowl season, as both teams would go on to lose. But would that have been the case if the college football postseason had existed as it does today? Would then number 3 Michigan have been able to defeat number 2 Florida as they would do the following season for a shot at a rematch in the national title? Or would number 4 LSU be looking to do the same thing against Florida with a win over number 1 Ohio State in the semifinal? We start things off in the Cotton Bowl, as number 1 Ohio State looks to prove that they did in fact belong in the national championship, as they square off against number 4 LSU. Jamarcus Russell would be knocked out of the game early on, but that would not stop the Tiger offense from starting the scoring late in the first half, as Matt Flynn finds early Dorsett for a long touchdown. Ohio State would trim the deficit to 4 heading into halftime with this field goal. Then early in the third, Heisman winner Troy Smith would find Anthony Gonzalez for a 14-yard touchdown. After forcing an LSU 3-and-out, the Tigers are forced to punt, and Ted Ginn flashes his speed as he returns it 60 yards for the score. Early in the fourth, Antonio Pittman would get in on the action, scoring on this short run. Then responding to an LSU field goal, Antonio Pittman would do it again on another short run. Ohio State wins it 31-10 over LSU to advance to the national championship. We now move on to the Orange Bowl between number 2 Florida and number 3 Michigan. The scoring starts off with this play-action pass from Chad Henne to Adrian Arrington for a short touchdown. Florida would then cut the lead to 4 with this 40-yard field goal. Florida would later follow that up by taking a 3-point lead as quarterback Chris Leak would find tight end Tate Casey for a touchdown. Michigan would fire back though with another play-action pass, as this time Chad Henne finds Mario Manningham for 6. On their next drive, Florida quarterback Chris Leak would look left and throw an interception that is returned for a touchdown. Later, Michigan would add this field goal. With just under a minute left in the half, Florida would add a field goal of their own. On their first play of the following drive, Chad Henne would look for a receiver over the middle, but the pass is picked off, giving Florida good field position for one last shot at points heading into halftime. And they would, adding 3 on this field goal. Early in the third, Florida would add another 3. Then later in the third, Florida would take the lead with this Deshaun Watson run. Though they would fail this 2-point conversion, they would cling to a 1-point lead heading into the fourth. But then early in the fourth, Michigan finally does what it's been threatening to do on its previous offensive touchdowns: run the ball with Mike Hart, and it pays off as he runs 11 yards for the score. Michigan would attempt a 2-point conversion of their own, but they would fail as well. Later in the fourth, they would make their lead 8 with this field goal. And Michigan would hold on, defeating number 2 Florida to advance to the national championship against arch-rival Ohio State. Just weeks ago, number 1 Ohio State played number 2 Michigan in the shoe, and fans thought it couldn't really get any better than that. Well, it has. Now, number 1 Ohio State is playing number 3 Michigan in Arizona for the national championship. Will it end the same way it did a few weeks ago, or will Michigan have their revenge? Late in the first, Ohio State would go up 3 with this field goal. Then as time is expiring, heading into halftime, Michigan would run a play, and Chad Henne would toss a prayer up to Mario Manningham, who comes down with it, giving Michigan a 4-point lead heading into half. Midway through the third, Ohio State would take the lead on this short fullback dive. 1 quarter later though, Michigan would reclaim the lead, as Chad Henne would once again find Mario Manningham for a big score. Time is winding down in the game. Ohio State is down by 4. The ball is on the Michigan 44. Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith throws the ball deep down the field and finds wide receiver Roy Hall over 2 Michigan defenders for a touchdown. Ohio State wins the thriller on a Hail Mary over rival Michigan 17-14 for the national championship. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like on it, and if you enjoyed this kind of content, please consider subscribing because there will be more of it in the future. Thank you.